improv show. I got a few guests going to hop in and out, most likely. I'm going to talk about Microsoft huge announcement today. For the last week or so, everyone's been talking about Project was it Google Stream.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna get these guys' opinion on it. Overall, can and again the most what people are, I guess, is saying, can this thing catch on? Would it be like kind of like with the PS Now or Gaikai or on Live, something that fizzles out? Like, can is this the next step in future like gaming? You know what I mean? Because for a while now, even no, for a while since the start of this generation, Ubisoft's come out and said, EA has come out and said that maybe like the next two generations, so it's gonna be it for a actual physical console. You know what I mean? Not saying that I'm a fan of it. Actually, I did a show with Porter Rock on the digital streets. You guys have to check it out if you didn't. And I was more or less, took it from the side of the stance of the glass being, how you say, half empty or half full, rather, and just if it works. But again, I'm going to talk to Moss about it. Now Microsoft has officially thrown their hat in the ring. I believe it was GDC 2014, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been 2013. When they had Halo 4 running on the cell phone. It might have been GDC 2014 running on the cell phone. But they stepped away back from that because they said they wasn't pleased with more or less the input lag, but quietly behind the scenes, they've been acquiring a couple tech companies and to get rid of the quote unquote the input lag. But Moss, Neff, you guys in here, I know Neff hit me up earlier. You guys hit me up. I was at the doctor's office, but I'm banned on Twitter, so I can't respond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what are you guys' thoughts? Is it the future? This is about time Microsoft got in there. Like, talk to me.
I'm gonna go first, and then I'm gonna let MM2K kind of go off me. But pause. The reality is, Xbox a few years ago introduced the concept of Xbox Play Anywhere. Basically, the thing to console players that we're afraid of is where they took all your games and put them on PC, and it kind of was a bad deal. However, this is what the evolution of Play Anywhere is. This is where Play Anywhere was always supposed to get to. Now we're at the point where literally it is Play Anywhere. You buy your game on the Xbox, you buy your game on the PC, you buy your game even on your tablet or mobile device, and you can play it wherever and whenever you would like. You buy Halo 5 on your Xbox. You are out of town, or like Z said, he's at his doctor's office, and you can play Halo 5 right on your fucking phone right there. You can play Gears of War 4 on your phone. You can play that new Forza game on your tablet or whatever, wherever you want, whenever you want, and that's the whole Play Anywhere. And MM2K, I'll let you go ahead.
No, you hit it right on the head. The thing about it is, and I apologize if you hear a lot of clicking in the background, but I think it relates to what we're talking about. That clicking in the background is my son playing in the lab on my beefy new laptop. He's playing CS:GO. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because the younger generation, his age, a little bit older, they love to play on the go. If he's not playing on his console, laptop, computer, he's in the car playing on his phone. Now, just imagine the ability to bring the AAA fidelity with you anywhere you go with low latency, as Xbox is claiming. Here's the problem, though. Here's the big problem. The technology is fantastic, but the question I think we got to dig into this episode, or one of the questions is it fantastic for Microsoft? Because we touched on this a little bit last night on Beastfire. Microsoft is not positioned well against Google, let alone Amazon, because Google's out first. They got their beta out now. Microsoft's beta, if I'm right, Neff, ain't scheduled till 2019.
Yep.
Right? They're not even positioned well against Amazon because Amazon done already did stuff with the Fire Stick, like, switching the Bluetooth channel and kicking Chrome and Google off of its Fire Stick. Kicking Google and YouTube off the Fire Stick. You know what I'm saying? They're already making moves now. Microsoft isn't even in a good position against Sony if Sony's going to do this forwards backwards compatibility thing. So we got to look at this as two fronts to me. Is the technology fantastic, and is it going to be a big deal? Yes. But is Microsoft slice of this pie really going to be a big thing? And right now, they're not well positioned. We'll talk about a little bit more. I'll shut up. But there's some key signs in this release today that I think people need to pay attention to and not just jump out the window and say, "Oh, this is a win for Microsoft." Again, there's still a lot that they got to do to position themselves better to take full advantage of this.
And okay, that's Post up there, Phil's shoe cleaner. So I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Here we
Post.
go.
You
man.
go battle him right
Oh
now.
man.
Straight from the pad egging Phil's feet. Go ahead, Post up.
No, I was y'all can get y'all points out. Like,
No, I got my points out. You go ahead.
I've already called this. Everybody, I called this on pretty much every podcast show in the past, and people say I'm crazy. You have Google that just announced Project Stream. You have Amazon that's pretty much going to have a streaming service. You have Nintendo in Japan that's working on the streaming service where you're going to be able to stream Resident Evil 2 and Odyssey to the Switch. And when I kept telling the panel that the industry as a whole is moving forward, everybody looks at me like I'm crazy and like I'm stupid. When I say Nintendo is going to do it, Baron tried to tell me, nah, Nintendo is not going to do it. And Nintendo is working on that very same thing right now. The same thing with Sony with PS Now. That platform is going to evolve next gen. It will not be the same PS Now that you see now. So when I said this, people looked at me like I'm crazy, and everybody treated me like I was Z and questioned my integrity. But who's laughing now? I mean, who's laughing now?
Okay, here's a question. When I say no brain, like I said, they've been hitting at this, EA, Ubisoft, I know for sure. Of course, Michael Patrick. Do you see it as a positive thing for gaming? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm from the old regime. I like the traditional type play. Get me a console. I'm old school. You know what I mean? With streaming games and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel about it as a gamer?
As it's advertised, it's a good thing, I think. Having portability, it's kind of like the digital over hard copy thing. Remember how we went and was running around with our heads on fire over digital copies opposed to hard copies?
Yes.
And I was one of them too. Now we're used to it. Now everything is digital. Now most of our library is digital. This could potentially be the same thing. The problem would be is if we see, I'm going to call it the Sea of Thieves effect, where Sea of Thieves in that interview with Crapgamer, the dude, the creative director said, these type of games with this lower fidelity is easier to port on mobile and phones. If we start seeing Microsoft become the leader with this technology and they're doing low fidelity stuff, then the market is going to copy them. And then it could have a negative effect on gaming. That's what we don't want. The technology itself isn't bad. I think it's a step in the right direction. But the question is, how is it going to be used?
Yeah, and he has an absolute good point with that. But I will say, I think Sea of Thieves was just happened to be one game they just wanted everywhere. Like, you could clearly tell when they were even announcing their whole Xbox Stream thing, they kept using Sea of Thieves. They want Sea of Thieves to be a game on mobile, on PC, on your Xbox, wherever, because the more people playing Sea of Thieves, the better for them. That's what they really want. However, they still show games like Gears of War 4 with the high fidelity, and their Gears of War 5 as no slouch. I'd imagine Halo Infinite to be a slouch either. At the end of the day, I think they're going to make these big fidelity games. Just happens to be Sea of Thieves was that one game they just wanted everywhere, so that's why they have that art style that's not the best to look at. I believe King's Blood Gaming called it the Fisher Price art style.
But Sea of Thieves is a game that translates across mobile. It's one of those type of,
exactly.
It's one of those type of, and it was built like that for a specific reason. I know everybody gets on how it looks graphically, but it was built like that. They had this in mind when they created Sea of Thieves, that it was going to transcend just console. It's going to go to mobile. It's going to go to your laptops. It's going to go to your tablets. They had that in mind when they built the game, so it could translate equal across all systems. And I do agree with Moss. I do not want the fidelity of games being impacted by this service. Now, I don't think every game. I don't want it to us to have to sacrifice quality game in terms of graphics, frame rates, and all that stuff for a streaming service. That's something I will not condone, and that I'm not with. I don't want to see that. Even though Phil has said that, hey, we're still going to make console hardware. You're still going to be able to go out and buy you a console. I just don't want the games to be sacrificed based on the streaming service. This is a good idea.
Okay.
And that demonstration that they showed in the video, if that was like a live demonstration, that shit looked amazing.
Oh, it is a live demonstration.
Well, let me see. Did Microsoft sort of a live demonstration? Somebody send me the link.
Yeah,
it's a YouTube video I sent you.
In the YouTube video, it's
I gotta check it out.
Be very careful. Be very careful though. It's a live demonstration.
Controlled demonstration.
Yeah, it's a controlled in a controlled environment.
But it looked good though. If it
oh no,
yeah, it looked good.
How Forza looked on that Android.
Oh right, yeah. It was almost like on an Xbox. But I think the reason I'm not as afraid as some people would be of this is because we already have this stuff right now, and NVIDIA offers you a streaming option to stream a GTX 1080 Ti, I believe, to your 2003 laptop. However fuck old it is.
Hold on.
MM2K is doing it right now.
Let me play it. I'm going to play the video right now. I ain't never seen this. So hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Bringing to you live Microsoft's Project xCloud.
Building a game streaming network to unlock console quality gaming on any device.
Console quality like gaming on any device.
There's 2 billion gamers in the world. Mm-hmm. Some of them have a PC. Some of them have a console. Some of them have a smartphone. Some of them have all three.
What if everybody in the world could play Halo? What if everybody in the world could play Red Dead Redemption? Everybody in the world could play the games. What would we have to do in order to make that possible?
In order to do that, we believe we need to build a game streaming service.
We see game streaming as a great technology, giving you access to the games that you want to play on the device that you want to play them on.
Being able to compute in the cloud and then stream to whatever device I'm on, allow me to play with anybody. That's powerful.
But when you think about any other form of media, the idea that it's locked to one device is just totally absent. I want to be the center of my world, and I want the devices around me and the services around me to be available wherever I want them to be.
What does it mean to completely change the paradigm of how we play?
The first thing people say is, you're crazy. You can't build a service like that.
What about latency? What about the level of detail? What about the richness of the game? Is my experience going to get degraded?
We are a gaming company with content and community, and we happen to also have a great, strong first-party cloud in Azure. It makes us uniquely positioned here.
Azure supports 54 regions in 140 countries, and we're going to build hardware to deploy into those data centers. We have our first rack of console hardware in the data center in Quincy today.
We've taken an existing Xbox console, we've broken it out into its component parts, and can actually build a single blade unit that can host multiple Xbox systems at one time. So we've actually built not just the blades themselves with the boards inside, but all the infrastructure associated with it.
We have evolved the platform. We're readying the data centers. We're readying the network. We have increased bandwidth.
We're introducing new ways to do video encoding and decoding. We are going to be pushing the edge of what's possible, even with 5G, which hasn't been deployed worldwide yet.
So how real is it?
The first time I played Forza on my Android phone, it was just amazing.
You're playing your favorite game, and it's streaming.
You'll be able to play with an Xbox One controller connected via Bluetooth. And if you don't have a controller, you'll be able to play with our touch input controls.
I'm a huge console gamer, but now when I'm done with the console or my son walks into the room and he wants to play something else, I don't ever have to stop gaming because I'll be able to game the games that I love on every device that I own.
As we think about this next step for us, the idea of putting the gamer at the center is critical to how we goal ourselves in the gaming team and the Xbox team. We love the device that we build, our Xbox consoles. We want those to be world-class, the best place to play.
Consoles are still gonna be a flagship experience. You know, you're gonna have that immersive, high fidelity experience with your amazing sound systems. It's all right there.
But we know not everybody on the planet's gonna go buy a gaming console. It's actually about choice for you.
It's amazing for traditional console players because it gives them another place to play. But what's incredible is for the people who haven't been introduced to this type of gaming.
People who've never seen a franchise like Halo or never seen a franchise like Gears. It's pretty amazing.
We have it up and running today. And when we have it just right, we're gonna scale it out in an epic way and deliver it to the world.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I've seen it for the first time. I've seen Forza running on the cell phone. Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
So Microsoft literally just
Hold on,
announced
got crap playing
Project
in the background.
xCloud, which
What was
is
that?
their.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. Now, hold up. Now, like I said, I've seen it for the first time. Let me pay the bills right quick. Stuart Stokes said Google and Microsoft are only in it for the money. They can make money doing barely nothing. Nintendo and Sony are in it to survive and evolve gaming. What do you?
I mean, I think Sony and Nintendo are in it for money.
Come on, man. Look, man, stop. Like I make fun of Post Up saying that he's washing Phil's feet in Vidal Sassoon. I just making fun.
Vidal Sassoon.
Any of you cats out there that believe that any of these companies ain't out here just for the money, man. Y'all need a CAT scan. Straight up. Stop.
Why the hell would the company exist?
Exactly. This ain't charity. This ain't no 501. Come on, man. Stop.
No, it's always that Microsoft has this disconnect with gaming, and they just about the money, and just Sony is just so loving and
yeah, Nintendo trying to sell you $80 cardboard.
They
come
just
on,
want
man.
Cardboard.
Yo, not today, bro. Not today.
Sony just want the best. You know, they're going to do everything. They're going to go out their way to provide. No, man, these companies, all of them, is about that money. Period. And they're going to do whatever's in best of the shareholders. Point blank.
Hey, listen. Here's the thing, right? Now, here's my opinion. Jesus Christ. It's scary. It's a scared moment. They said my man sick human and had a mental breakdown. They rolling him off to the just saying the town. Look, bro. It's some weird times, man. You know. And again, maybe I'm just the old guard at the gate. You know, I'm gonna say this again, right? And I'm looking at it from a console warrior or a console guy's perspective. So what is it, the initiative, the incentive? I'm sorry, to buy an Xbox.
Well, if you just want a dedicated piece of hardware that doesn't rely on the internet for everything, that's it.
Okay, now here's the thing: like most games that we play, always has some type of online downloadable patch.
Yeah,
you know,
but you're not streaming that game.
No. But this right here answered a lot of things for me, right?
Yeah.
First off, they showed the Xbox One S in the cloud, not the X, right? So the S isn't going anywhere, even in the next generation. You know what I mean? So they're not going to cut off the line when it comes to their exclusive. You know what I mean? So when the PS5 come out, it's just going to be built for the PS5 and up, or whatever the case may be. They're not going to do that again. So that lets me know right now they're most likely Sony's still going to have the better looking exclusives in terms to visually, graphically. It's a fact, especially if you got to make things run around 2000 and whatever hardware.
I wouldn't say that.
How?
Because along with this, they're allowing developers to build games in the cloud. That cloud service is going to work different. That hardware works in unison. Them racks and them processors works in unison. So the developers have access to way more power. I definitely understand what you're saying, but I do think the S next gen is gonna go away in the X.
Well, if they just show
if they don't have any X blades.
Listen, I'm just saying they just showed the S in the cloud. They didn't tear down the X and put it in. They just showed the S as being the framework for the games that they're going to be running off in the cloud. Right now, they just showed this. Just for shits and giggles. Say if the next generation starts off in 2019. They're not going to discontinue this when they're just showing the advertising again running in the cloud. They're not going to pull the plug on that damn thing. So when the new console is out, I said quote unquote when the next generation start, there's still going to be the S on the market. And I'm not I'm just saying from an old school perspective, I want especially my exclusives. You know what I mean? Third party going to do what third party going to do. But I want my games built from the ground up to take full advantage of my hardware. I'm just saying, again, looking at it, I understand, like I said, from a consumer point of thing, and gaming is a very selfish hobby. I just want my games to be leaps and bounds of what they can do with previous hardware. Hold on, let me pay the bills right quick. My man, Chad, man, he said, post up what console robbed us this generation. Fucking hint, the X is the name. And Stuart Stokes, I believe this is, which is why I put Survive in the donation. They want money, but they also deliver what their fan base want instead of spreading their thin web elsewhere. Ooh.
I mean, so their fan base wanted to play for PlayStation Plus and everything.
Yeah, I mean, Sony had better marketing. Sony attacked what the fans were asking for more so than others, yes. But at the end of the day, they're all making money. Hence, and success is going to mimic success. Sony has done a lot as far as putting tangible things in their consumers' hands. With that being said, they're outselling Microsoft 2.5 to 1. With that being said, Microsoft's revenue isn't down 2.5 to 1. They made $10 billion to Sony's $17 billion. Now what is Sony doing? Sony is picking up some of Microsoft's habits. They're letting you download shit off of PS Plus, or PSN Now. You know what I'm saying? Now they're talking about how many users there are opposed to copies being sold. You know what I'm saying? With Gran Turismo. Like,
be hardware wise, but I'm still making more money.
Exactly.
Sony is looking at that. You think they're not going to like he said,
hold up, y'all.
This is why I'm glad I'm
to go left.
Oh man, come on! Hey, hold up, Porter Rock.
I'm not letting y'all fuckery slide.
Hey, Porter Rock, you said you had to go out to dinner, bro.
Nah, fuck that. Somebody told me, I saw the bat symbol.
You said you had to go out to dinner.
I need you in this podcast, bro. Once I saw
the chat ran
they ran for help.
Listen, dog. Once I saw MM2K, I knew this was gonna be a Cape Fest. I knew it. I knew, motherfucker. I knew Justice League was gonna form up for this shit. I knew it.
Crazy.
No, but real. Let's clarify a few things. I'm in 2K. Yes, Microsoft made $2 billion, but some of that money was off the back of the success they have off of Sony because of Simply Gone, Havoc, and all the other services. It wasn't just gaming, selling gaming.
So they did it smarter.
All right, it doesn't matter if they're smarter. See, everybody's thinking Microsoft revenue is completely from gaming. You understand what I'm saying? Microsoft Microsoft. Listen, it's not from that. It's not just from their actual game sales like Sony. Sony doesn't help Microsoft make games. Sony doesn't help Nintendo make games. Microsoft was smart, right? Investing in tools that other companies. All right. So when MMK2K says it's not a 2-to-1 fair share, why don't you take out all the money and just compare apple to apple, which is gaming revenue from game sales versus gaming revenue of game sales? You will see the gap will be much bigger.
Hey, wait.
So we're going to handicap Microsoft for being smart.
No, listen. No, I'm not handicapping. Listen, I'm not listening. Listen. What I'm saying is MM2K is not being honest.
Oh, right, shit.
With Microsoft's full revenue. He's saying this is MM2K is saying Sony has a 2-to-1 console sale, but yet they're not making 2-to-1 revenue. That revenue, if you want to stick with 2-to-1 console revenue, then use the metrics of where the revenue comes from 2-to-1 console sales. Don't add other shit which has nothing to
Rock. You have to.
That's all I'm saying.
You don't have to add Porter Rock. Hold on. Not because he called me out.
Okay, I'm gonna let you answer. Let me pay the bills right quick. I'm gonna pay the bills right quick.
You go scrub your sheeters back for a second.
Hold on. Let me pay the bills right quick. One second, Overdone. Moss. Overdone said Microsoft is gonna make it rain when the diabetic when xCloud is out. And my man Stuart Stowe said, Porter Rock, please show these fuck niggas the truth.
Porter Rock. This is what you're missing in the whole conversation. The reason why I'm bringing up all those elements of revenue is for the simple fact that we're talking about business practices. I'm not just talking about what's happening that the gamers that's tangible for the gamers in their hands. I'm talking about Sony as a business mimicking what Microsoft or Xbox is doing as a business, even though they are putting more output out there. That is important as well. The market mimics success. That's what I'm talking about. So that's why all that stuff matters. Look at it this way. Look at it this way, Porter Rock. Okay, you're right. Microsoft traditionally is outdoing Sony's outdoing Microsoft tremendously. The thing is, what Microsoft said is, instead of us investing in consoles, let's invest in something that's less tedious and less expensive for us and just buy up services. That's going to expand our income in the long run. With that being said, is that beneficial for the gamer? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying strictly business to business. Their business model has some eye-opening elements to it. Sony sees them. Sony is picking up the parts to where they think they can mail to. That's all. That's it.
Hold on, pay the bills. Hold on, pay the bills real quick. Chadman23, Xbox about to have the Candy Crush Xbox One X edition. And my man Trunk said, these motherfuckers always talking about Microsoft money.
Exactly.
Let me tell you something.
Hold up. We were answering a question from the chat.
These is the same niggas that when we bring up Microsoft money, they say, yeah, making all that money, but now they're not doing nothing with it. But now you see the future like they're doing something. Hold on. So you see they doing something with that money. And then Phil say he finna go off to Japan this week to talk to developers.
Oh man, bro, post how many goddamn times are we gonna hear Phil went to Japan?
What will people say when the games?
Like the 10th time.
What will people say when the games get here? That's
why are we gonna say when it happens? We'll see. How many times will we see that? Y'all motherfuckers said y'all was gonna buy Sega, and what ended up happening? We got Halo. Fucking whatchamacallit, shoot 'em up edition. I busted Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
You a whole fuck nigga for bringing.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, for real. Like this. How many times are we gonna hear Phil went to Japan?
Cause he got to keep going out there and rebuild the.
He's only going over there to get his copy of Super Smash Brothers.
Man, until he rebuild the relationships, he gonna keep flying out there.
You don't like Dave and Buster's Puerto Rock? What you got against Dave and Buster's? You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying that man, it got more exclusives than Xbox.
Puerto Rock just came from Dave and Buster's. He was on his way to Dave and Buster's.
You know what I'm saying?
What was you talking about?
Look, it's a shame. It's really a shame, right? We sitting up here talking about all this Microsoft money, and y'all fucking console just turned into a fucking USB thumb drive. Your motherfucking Xbox is a streaming fucking stick.
Jay, you better watch your mouth.
That shit is ridiculous.
That shit is ridiculous.
Hold up, let's be serious. Let's be serious.
Next gen come, we gonna see how this nigga walk this shit back.
Yo, let's be serious. Let's be serious.
When he see Sony do the same thing, he gonna flip that shit into some pop.
Hold up, Chad, man.
Well, technically, Sony. No, listen. Hold up.
He gonna go
technically,
to his go-to.
Sony scaled back.
He gonna go to his go-to, but we got caught a war.
Oh, but hold on. But technically, Sony had this, but they scaled back with the PS. They used to be on more devices. Sony cut it.
It used to be on the TV.
I don't know why. It used to be on Blu-ray players. You could have bought a Samsung Blu-ray player and played the shit. But I don't honestly. But here's the thing. Let's talk about some real shit. Let's talk business, right? Because as y'all mentioned, and you put somebody in check, they're doing this for the money, right? I remember something similar happened. You know, me and NextGen. In fact, we talked about it on Digital Streets. You know, shout out to NextGen. Yo, check out the last video on his channel. Shameless plug, right? We talked about Zoom, right? And Zoom mapped out the same plan. It was hardware, right? That was competing with Apple iPod, right? And you could play all the music. Me and Z were reminiscing how that motherfucker played any format. You know, you could play anything on that motherfucker, right? Then Microsoft introduced Zoom Pass, which was, you know, subscription to all the music that you put on your Zoom. Mm-hmm. Then they got rid of the Zoom and put Zoom Pass on every device. Mm-hmm. Then renamed it to Xbox Pass, and then ultimately renamed it to Groove Media Player, which was on every device available. Right?
Yep.
Do you think, obviously not next gen, but do you think 2-3 gens down the line, if xCloud becomes their main source of revenue, do you think Microsoft will cut the umbilical cord and says no more hardware because you could get Xbox on every device across? I'm not saying it's gonna happen next gen, but do you think it could get to the point where xCloud's revenue is so big that it's just not financially viable to keep making dedicated hardware? Because research and design is expensive. I mean, how many billions did they spend for Xbox One and One X? Yeah. It was like $1 billion, right?
Like $1 billion, G.
Like $1 billion they put in for this. What if they don't have to spend $1 billion, shut down the factories? I mean, no more factories in Brazil and all that shit. Shut down the factories. No more $1 billion investment, research design. They don't have to fuck with hardware at all. They're just going to put it on Roku boxes, your phones, your tablets. Do you guys think it could ever get to that point?
Hold on. Wait, pay the bills. Hold on.
And that's just not on okay.
Next generation is going to be there. All
right, hold on. 1 second. Chad, man, said, post up. I'm going to be in the nurse home by the time the games come, and my brother Stuart Stokes back at it. He said Phil out in Japan sit on the side of the road with the cardboard saying that says I will do sexual service for exclusives. God bless. Wait. Hold on now. Hold. God damn it. Oh wait. God.
Stuart Stokes is the MVP today, bro.
God damn.
Today, bro.
I should put you on timeout for that shit.
God damn.
No, Porter Rock, you know what's going to happen because the first phase is going to be, look, you want the Xbox powerful console with all the super fidelity? It's here. It's $650. It's going to be a premium console like the Surface laptops. Them things ain't cheap. Remember, the Surfaces used to be cheap, but then as they perform better, they became more expensive.
Oh, I just want to get this understanding. This is not just a Microsoft move. This is an industry move.
No, it's Microsoft.
It's a Microsoft move, nigga.
How is it not a Microsoft move?
Stop trying to drag everybody.
So Google isn't doing shit. Amazon isn't going to do
Amazon,
shit.
But they don't have. Hold up.
Nintendo isn't doing it.
Stop it.
Nintendo ain't got voice chat. What the fuck is we talking about? Let's not talk about
Nintendo's already
Nintendo.
streaming games.
Nintendo is testing a streaming service in Japan right now. What are you talking about, bro?
The streaming part is universal.
MM2K.
Yeah, that's just universal. You can't do
All
that.
I want y'all to do is bookmark this podcast and every other podcast, so when next year come around and all these fuck niggas catch these L's,
We're not talking about next gen. We know there's Xbox next gen.
Hey, look,
we already know there's Xbox next gen. We're talking about beyond that.
I'm talking about as far as the cloud move. It's this notion that Microsoft is the only one moving to cloud when the whole industry is moving.
Here's a question.
No,
Sony, all of
is the only one that's going to
Sony already has streaming
into a goddamn streaming.
We already have it.
That's what's going to happen.
I'm telling, but the streaming platform right now. Hold on, the streaming platform right now that Sony has is pretty mediocre. What I'm saying is that it's going to go beyond what they have now. It's going to evolve. PS Now is going to evolve.
Where Microsoft get the idea from?
Like get better?
What you mean? Where they get?
Listen, hold up. Let's understand one thing, right? These guys been talking about streaming going back to 2012. We even talked about this last year. We told you this last year that Microsoft was doing this post up, and you didn't want to listen. We told you. No, you motherfucker.
You think I don't want to listen?
Listen, Xbox,
man. You know what?
Xbox is going to be on.
We told y'all they were going to do this shit. Phil said this last year that in 2012 they were testing a streaming device. I was blasting that shit.
Right.
Okay. So now do the math. 2012, Microsoft was testing this. Sony bought Gaikai servers in 2012. So this was already like future planning. This is not a reaction to other people. Everybody was only on streaming. It's all now, but now it's all in on how deep. Microsoft has more incentive, right, to push their games on everything because they don't have a global reach with Xbox. Xbox is not doing the job that it's supposed to do, all right? It's not a global reaching hardware. It's a region restricted hardware, to be honest. It's very popular in UK, very popular in Australia, very popular. Mexico, obviously, it's king in America, right? So Microsoft has a bigger push to be like, we need to get our games in more regions. Xbox is not doing it. But phones, tablets, PC is the way to do it. Sony on the opposite. They have global reach. So they have to be careful on how they do streaming because they don't want to fuck up the shit that's golden for them too. Right. So there's two different companies with two different perspectives.
Yeah,
Sony can't go all in on Microsoft because they could potentially be fucking over the thing that's going good for them.
But
while
the same
Microsoft
time, they don't want to
be
get left
improving.
behind either.
Well,
because as you approach with that Zoom shit, by the time Microsoft came in with Zoom, it was a wrap.
Look,
they was late to the game.
Sony's
has always criticized Microsoft for having the technology, but always the last one to the market with it. And somebody is always, the phone. They could have got there first, they didn't. The MP3 player, they could have got there first, but they didn't. So I mean, they always the last to the market.
They're not gonna be first with streaming either.
Worry won't want that Zaire exclusive. He says I want to stream grannies into my bedroom. Oh shit! He want that Zaire box.
Von Lamont. Couple months you Xbox said renting Xbox S and X was going to be the future, and then turn the tide and going to be the future. It ain't going to be it no more. Crap post letting Phil smash the Raw. Pause.
Oh, no.
when the baby
What is the baby?
Let me know when
There's
I
some
said
disrespectful motherfuckers, yo.
that.
Respect the panel.
Let me know when I said that, Vaughn. When did I say when Xbox is
Look,
going to be the future?
Here's the
Fuck,
deal.
nigga.
Here's the deal. Let's look at it from the market side. Sony doesn't have the infrastructure to go all out in this realm, for one, and for two, they don't have to, because as Microsoft tries to transition into the 2.1 billion, Sony can say we're going to be the masters of the hardcore console side of it, slice. You know what I'm saying? And that'll give them time to build an infrastructure so they can try this in the future, maybe next gen or later, maybe a couple gens from now and later next gen. The thing is with Google's already coming out the gate with this. I've signed up for the beta. The beta is going to be available in a couple weeks, if not sooner.
Yep.
Amazon's already making transitions to do this. Microsoft only put their thingy out in response to Amazon and Google doing what they're doing. Look.
No.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Poster got them. Yo, hold on.
Showed you that was just told.
No, I'm not saying that they
Poster got them Wonder Woman bracelets.
Yeah, it really does.
Exactly.
All right, hold on. Post up. Calm down. Let me explain what he was trying to say. Microsoft announced this shit early due to Google showing off their shit. They probably would have waited until the XO event, but they had to show it now because of Google.
To be honest, this would have been a great XO announcement.
Yeah,
this would have been an XO announcement.
It was an XO announcement, I can bet you. But what happened is Microsoft sees Amazon as the
XO, you're going to see this in action.
But
you will see it in action.
You will see it in action.
You will.
Look, let's be real. Look at that commercial.
We got some bills.
What did that commercial say? Innovative. Nothing. They showed you something on a cell phone that looked good, but we don't know if that was out of network, in network. That's all they did.
Hey, Moss. Wait. Hey, Moss, let me ask you a question.
Yo, hold on. Let's do the pay the bills real quick.
Go ahead.
Overdone, $2 euro. He says Microsoft should call the xCloud for nothing now. Oh, shit. And McNeil Chris J says the cloud shit is talk today, will be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
No.
All right, hey, post up, Moss.
Yeah.
Moss. Okay, we got all day up here, too.
Hey, so what game are you looking forward to on the cloud?
I'm looking.
The mighty multi-platform games out there. Playing Fallout on the go, playing Call of Duty on the go.
Man, let's get this Needles. You mentioned like you can't wait to play Halo 3 on the phone, right?
I can't wait to play Halo 3 on the phone.
How are you gonna play Halo 3 on the phone? Are you really interested in touchscreen, or are you gonna walk around with an Elite controller in your back pocket?
Oh shit! Hey, Puerto Rock, come on, man! Hey, Puerto Rock, come on, man! God damn! Hey, wait, hold on now! Hold on now! God damn!
Hey, Puerto Rock,
are you really interested?
God damn!
I'm just asking.
Yeah,
you gonna be walking around with Elite controllers?
Switch.
Right? But is that what you gonna do? You gonna walk around with a fanny pack and have your?
God damn!
Look. Let me.
I'm just saying, if people walk around with a goddamn Switch,
oh
they
shit!
can walk around with a controller.
Ooh! We gonna walk around.
Z.
Yes. Yes.
I'm just asking. We walking around with Elite
Savage.
In our DM, I put a link to a Bluetooth. A Bluetooth controller that surrounds your phone. That's what I bought right now. I'm actually testing the in-network version via Steam. It's called Steam Link. It's the shit, bro. I'm telling you, you ain't gonna need no fanny pack or no Ghostbuster backpack. You know what I'm saying, to play it.
Yeah.
You just.
And if people can walk around with the Nintendo Switch,
man.
I don't think a controller's gonna be a big issue.
Wait, come on.
So you gonna walk around?
You don't want to make it
You don't want to walk around with a controller. Nitos, are you gonna walk around with a controller? You really doing that?
I mean, there's like controllers that make it almost like
Yeah. Ipega been making controllers that are compact and small forever, man. I just bought one.
But MM2K is gonna walk around with a little suitcase. When you open it up, you have this.
I'm not gonna lie. Look, check it out. The only thing that
what
makes
is
this
it?
thing
Dolby Atmos speakers coming out the damn suitcase.
Look. We got the motherfucking shoulder missiles and shit looking like speakers. Nah.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait. Now I'm gonna be honest because Nitos he's not including this, but I can't wait to see the dudes like, I gotta get an X because I absolutely have to play my games at the best resolution. Let these fuck niggas talk about playing on the phone. I got screen caps. I'm waiting, bro. I'm just
yo.
I'm a launch.
You know what this
like World War II. I got the troops on the ships. We ready to attack that beach.
Look, you know what this makes the most sense?
Hey, that streaming offers fidelity, though.
Look, where this service makes the most sense to me is on the surface.
Not even on the surface, though.
You got to hey, yo, look, if y'all have a Steam account and you got a Fire Stick or something like that, try the Steam beta link. Try it. I just was fucking around and trying to find out. You
can download on Fire TV.
Yeah, you can put it on your Fire TV too.
Oh, I'm gonna try that out.
So wait, so you mean to tell me you fuck niggas is about to make excuses to go to the bus stop even though you got a car just to play a game?
Driver, what have, bro?
Okay, I got a question. I mean, just say if this thing is hugely successful for Microsoft and Google, right? If I'm not mistaken, to play it on the cell phone, you need the app. To play it on your TV, you're gonna most likely need a stick, like a Fire Stick type device, which they're gonna be selling. I don't, and again, I just don't know if I'm.
Hey, I guess next gen, the Xbox is getting smaller, huh?
Yeah. Shout out to Stuart Stokes, $2 super chat. He says XO announcement, Xbox exclusive fanny pack.
I don't know if I want. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said again, like what is the end? I can play my game now. What incentive do I have? Let's say if it does work for shits and giggles, right? What incentive do I really have to buy the next Xbox?
You don't.
4K, no, 4K graphics. I doubt it'll do 4K.
No, you don't. This is where Post Up is going to raise up out
You're
of
not
his
going to get
crib.
the best graphics out of this.
You're not going to, because here's the problem. Microsoft is behind everywhere. They're behind, like I said earlier, competing against Google. Google's already pushing this shit out. Google got mega cash like Microsoft. They can't compete there right now as where they're standing. They can't compete against Sony on the console market, because if Sony does forward compatibility, they're already 50 million behind there.
Like your monster double agent.
Yo, I'm just saying. Look, man. Hey, look. When Phil got on stage,
talking business. That's
when
it.
he got on stage at DICE and started kissing Nathan Drake's feet. That's when we got.
Yo, most thought I was trolling with Photoshop. Like,
yo,
like you a fuck nigga troll. I'm like, bro, I didn't Photoshop that shit. I don't even own Adobe. I'm too cheap to buy that shit.
Bro,
that shit is real.
Actually, this is a question for the panel, and this could be a huge one. So, with Google entering the ring and probably Amazon soon, do you think, because I don't think so, will they charge to play online? Because if they don't charge, what is Xbox going to do? Then they can't charge either.
I don't think they're going to charge. I think they're going to charge for the service. What do you think is going to happen? But it's going to be inclusive to everything. Like if they do like a Netflix type model, is all inclusive. Because technically PS Now is all inclusive. You don't pay for PSN Plus. You pay for PS Now. That's all you paying for. You get the online. You get everything.
Hey, look, you're screwed on the console, Porter Rock, because if you just got the console, you still got to pay for live.
Yeah, no shit. You still got to pay for live. With
Xbox Live pay won't have to go down.
They're gonna have to change.
They're not. Most of their money coming from that.
I know, but like on mobile, I doubt Amazon or Google's gonna charge for that shit. So you can't charge on mobile either. You're already not charging on PC.
Hey, look, and nobody's charging for free to play games. Microsoft ain't talking about it right now.
Yeah, exactly.
They're mad quiet on that motherfucker. They're all about Sony. Oh, exactly. Sony once again not doing crossplay, boy. They had Sony in their mouth all day. But now that Sony went crossplay, you see Ibarra, bro. That motherfucker went dark. Like,
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But that's a genuine question. So you're gonna have another platform where you can use Xbox Live absolutely free.
Oh shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So they still charge console gamers, but
it's probably be free on mobile as well.
I think that'll be the last straw for console gamers.
Exactly.
I think they're gonna require a Gold subscription.
Yeah, but think about it. Google and Amazon probably won't.
So what? Microsoft won't do it.
No, but that means no one would buy their multiplayer there.
What we got to remember is that Phil and Ybarra and a lot of this new regime PC gamers, they said, PC people, the PC elitists will never pay for this. They look at console gamers as peasants, as fanboys. So they're looking at us like, go ahead and y'all want hardware. We got to make dedicated hardware for you. Yeah, you're going to pay for this shit. They're going to get on mobile and you're not going to pay for you can only pay for the streaming service, and console gamers are still going to have to pay for live. Bet you.
I can see that.
Hold on, he said McNeil J. Chris says Z. Here's your incentive. Super Lucky Tales 2s, Lucky's Be Branch, laughing my ass off. Man, I don't know, man. I'm a little taken back right now. Like, goddamn, the Xbox platform has changed so much from the start of this generation to what we are now, and who's to say where gaming is going to be at in the future? I will say this though, right? And not to white hat for Sony or Nintendo. If this business model is successful, don't think that Nintendo or Sony won't follow the suit or the trend.
It's a possibility.
Oh, they already are doing it.
You know what I mean?
Well, Sony already has streaming.
Exactly.
They just haven't taken it. You know, like I said before, they haven't went this hard because their console is actually successful. It's a worldwide global.
So, what you're saying is that
more than just the console being successful, they don't have.
That's a huge factor.
They don't have the 54 data centers that Microsoft.
Yeah, but
what's it going to take them to buy it if it is successful?
Let's understand this. You know, when it comes to the success, each company will feed off each other. Sony could just rent shit from Amazon and Google if they wanted to. If they really wanted to.
No, because they're
have
competing
no
with
issue.
them.
And believe me, they don't have no issue. Look at the fucking Sony didn't cut off Simply Gone and Havoc support simply because Microsoft bought it.
You can't.
Yes, they can. They can make up their own shit. Like you don't have to use Havoc.
Do you think you can make up your own shit in like a day?
No, you don't understand. No, hold up. Listen. Each game, you have to pay for the licensing for each game. So like a future IP, Sony could say don't use Havoc because it's owned by Microsoft. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. It's not that deep. It's not that deep that you have to worry about somebody else making money. You know what I'm saying? Them two are not that to the point where we got to make sure Microsoft don't make a single penny from us. It's not that serious for them. All right. If they see an advantage of using Amazon servers, so that way they could grow their own business, Sony's gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? It's all about self-interest.
Sony can hold out until they get their own shit together, but they're not going to help anybody else make money if they're going to eventually compete with them. If that was the case, they wouldn't have waited so long for crossplay. They didn't hold off on crossplay for the kids. They ain't Wu-Tang. They ain't for the babies.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Sony's a traditional Japanese country and company, and I give them kudos for that. They're competitors to the death. And they don't want nobody making money.
This is what I'm saying, right? And like the way Nintendo was doing it, the way that Sony is doing it in traditional console format, and they're being highly successful at doing that. You know what I mean? Is by saying that though, is that how you say the last of a dying breed? You know what I mean? Come being honest, like I gave you guys an example yesterday, right? Not just hitting on flip flopping. My grandson comes to me and say, "Hey, I want the new Xbox," and instead of me buying a $5 goddamn console, I'm gonna buy him that Scarlet little Fire Stick and let it, you know what I mean, and just pay the goddamn capability money. You know what I mean? And save myself about $400. You know what I mean?
That is a logical conclusion. I'll be honest. That's like right now, my dedication be a PlayStation 5. If Microsoft says, hey, you could download Xbox Cloud app on your Fire TV, I might just do that instead of getting.
They probably will try to do that
really,
shit.
I just want a secondary device to play games I can't play on my PlayStation. That's really what I'm looking for. I just want a secondary device. If Microsoft, if all I have to do is download an app, and I still play the games, maybe do some Professor Finesse X shit where I'll sign up for the service and then cancel it until the next game. I'll do whatever the fuck it is. But if I don't have to pay $500 for a second console and I still have access to the games, you know what I'm saying? That's that.
Yeah, but I want to make this clear. What do you guys mean by you're paying for a service?
Oh, like if it's a Game Pass. Like let's say, for example, xCloud requires some type of Game Pass service, or they give you the option to buy a game outright. Either way, xCloud. Let's say if they release xCloud like a virtual console. Like you don't own a console, but you still treat it as such. You go to the Xbox store, you pay for a game, and now you have access to stream this game, or they'll allow you Game Pass access, and now you can stream any game in the library of Game Pass has.
Yeah.
Make sense? So pretty much you own a virtual console in your home. You don't actually have. That's what I think they're doing. You're paying for a virtual console. You're not actually buying an actual hardware device, but you're still doing the same thing. You can either buy a game and now you stream that game, or you sign up for a Game Pass type service and you can stream any game among the library. Either way, you're not paying $500 up front for hardware.
Hey Z, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Z,
yes.
Let me ask you a question because you sitting over there looking like someone took the last big piece of chicken from you.
Yeah, man. Distraught.
you look distraught, man. What's your issue with this, man? What do you?
Here's my thing. And I think like I said, maybe I'm just the old.
Can I make an assumption on what's his issue?
Yeah.
With this, he can no longer brag about Xbox hardware console. without people retaliating. Bitch, I'm playing this shit on my Fire TV. What the fuck is you talking about? That's really it. You can no longer say you have to have this Xbox console device, because that's the reality. You don't need to buy this device.
No. And so even I'm taking it one step for it, right? But just say, because again, I'm just saying, if this is successful for them, and if this thing catch on like the Fire Sticks did in the hood, right? Everybody's doing it. I don't expect Sony or Nintendo, because again, that's what caught the bulk of the money, and they make more money on software. We ain't gotta make hardware no more. Everybody's cool with fucking streaming.
That is
buy fucking consoles.
That is potential.
You know what I mean? That's being real. Because that's where the money goes to R&D, developing this console, make sure they work, just that, the other. Not just about paying for the part, make sure you don't get the red ring of death or the yellow light of death, whatever the fuck the case may be. We can totally remove that right there just so you guys controllers and headsets. Oh man, you know?
And that could be why
It comes down to how far back physical sales be, you know? And it's not that easy. I know we let's look at the music industry. To this day, they still sell music CDs, and that still accounts for half of the revenue of the music industry. So it's not as easy as people think to get rid of physical. You understand what I'm saying? It's just reality. I think in 2017, physical albums sold more than digital albums. You understand what I'm saying? So there's still money in physical media. You know, it's still there. Even if we personally don't buy music that way, there's still millions of people out there. So I don't think consoles will be, over the next 20 years, get to the point where, you know, physical will be.
But I mean, here's the thing, though. I
don't think you have to worry about consoles disappearing anytime soon.
It's a little. I look at it a little different, because again, we're talking about whether it's Warner Brothers Music or Sony fucking whatever Sony Music, whatever the case, Columbia Records. They don't have to develop again the hardware. That's up to Toshiba, just that and the other. You know what I mean? So they're in it to make money. So you're removing again that $1 billion, right? That 1.3 billion that Microsoft paid for multiple SoC, you're removing it, going back in our pocket for Christmas bonuses, and still give you the same game, still give you the same experiences.
Yeah, but the thing is, it comes down to how much money they still make off of physical sales. That's
all the money's made off of software. Really, that's the really balance, it's the money. Everyone's money is made up of software sales.
No,
royalty fees, licensing fees.
Software sales.
Yeah, but even they still got, you know, when Call of Duty comes out on the Xbox, they got to pay a licensing fee to Microsoft. I think it's like $14. They ain't had to develop free. That's where the money comes from. All the software sales.
I know it comes from software sales, but we have to look at how much money is also made from selling physical disc or software sales.
That's what
he's saying. If they still make a lot of money, they can't cut that off. Because it's still a huge chunk of revenue. You understand what I'm saying? That's really, and that's for them to decide. If Sony and Microsoft still sees, hey, we still got to make dedicated devices because we still have a huge chunk of consumers that buy physical, we can't cut that money. We can't cut the umbilical cord off yet. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say.
And at the end of the day, people will be always afraid of stuff like this. They don't want to keep streaming their games through the internet. They want to have it natively on their console. I think of this as an addition, as an extension of your purchase.
Yeah.
Porter Rock, you go out there and you purchase the new Call of Duty. You play it on your PlayStation. However, let's say you got 5G or whatever. You're in Germany right now. Yeah. You go out, you're on the subway or whatever the fuck you are, and you play Call of Duty on your phone for whatever reason. You have a controller on it. You just do.
Damn.
That's all it is.
Damn.
That's just all it is.
Yo, what about Killer Instinct? You gonna have a fighting pad? You gonna have a big ass fighting pad with you? Gonna break out the backpack.
Yeah,
I mean, that's all I think about. It's just an extension of your purchase.
Yeah.
Well, Microsoft is looking at it as something bigger than. Look, here goes my declaration for anybody that can find this, even the people on the panel. Phil said a while ago, I think it was right before E3 last year. He said, "Look, the secret of the game for us is to sell more software and less hardware." I've seen it myself. I can't find that interview. For anybody that finds that interview and you send it to MM2K, you got any game that you want free of charge, your boy got you up to $60. You know what I'm saying?
Good caveat.
I can do it in installments.
Because they already got the deluxe edition of Red Dead.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, up to $60. But that's Microsoft's game plan. They said they want to sell less hardware, more software. So they're going to spike up the price of the hardware because it's going to be top notch. And then the software, they're trying to compete in like South Korea, places like Germany where there is 5G and faster internet. And they don't give us. Look, Phil and Mike, they're PC people. They don't care about it. They call us console people fanboys. They call us fan. They don't like us. They just got to deal with us. We're an inconvenient truth to them. Period.
Man, it is what it is, man. Man, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the improv show, last minute, man, spur of the moment, man, hit the like button as always. I try to give you guys certain entertainment. I'm sorry. I'm about to go take some Advil, get ready for
Yo, Z, on the real though, Z, you were right though.
What?
You did say the power of the cloud was coming.
Oh shit!
Get
off his goddamn mic! Hey, listen, man.
Z called it again.
Yeah,
that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, man. When I was out there selling DX12 in the cloud, and I got there in the cloud and came back to kick me dead in my ass, didn't it? The cloud that
Hey,
came
someone
back.
finds me a big piece of chicken, man. Please,
Hey, yo,
man.
for real, man. I'm over this motherfucker.
Hey, maybe Joe Montana will become a real thing.
Oh, shit. Oh,
damn. Yo, BGST is gonna be great.
Hey, yo, man, fuck that. I mean, in this goddamn Elite controller pulling out his fanny pack, playing Halo 3 on his BlackBerry.
Maker gonna be out there with a fanny pack.
Hey, yo, playing Halo 3 on his Razor phone. Like, god damn, yo, I can hear right now. See, that's a you problem, see? I already got my,
I already pre-ordered it.
I already got my controller. You can use those touchpad controls.
Yeah, hell no.
Shit,
you problem.
I wonder if are they gonna make you use their own controllers, or
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Any Bluetooth compatible controller.
Or you can even use a touchscreen controller if you really wanted to.
Yeah,
that's gonna be garbage, but
touchscreen is rough.
It actually isn't so bad. It ain't so bad.
Oh, fuck no.
Bad. This fucking 2K over here.
He said PS5 will be more powerful than the Scarlet. So I guess rumors are true.
Yo, I have my finger like slide all the way to the top.
Oh, yo, I'm looking at hold up. I'm looking at this new Assassin's Creed. You fighting actual creatures in this, not just people. Monsters.
bro.
Yeah, I gotta get this, man. This
What
look
even
dope.
shit? It's Assassin's Creed right now on Chrome. That's 1080p, 60 frames per second with high settings.
On what?
That's why I said
On just
Microsoft is
Chrome,
behind.
your browser.
It's not. The question again is not how is this going to be successful for Microsoft? They're already behind everywhere they turn.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
So who's providing that on Chrome?
Chrome, the browser.
Yeah, Google.
Wait, you can stream that shit now? They already have that shit live?
The beta's coming out in like a week or so.
That's
shit.
what we were saying. Like,
Oh,
Horrorog, that game right now looks better on your PC through your Google Chrome browser than a PS4 Pro.
Oh shit!
That's why people need to jump off that bandwagon that streaming doesn't work, because it probably will.
Oh shit!
Yeah, hold up.
Go.
No, I'm just saying. Overdone said, imagine next gen controller still uses AA batteries.
Oh, that shit needs to die. That shit needs to die.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm done. That shit.
There's no more damage control.
Nito's walking around with a heavy ass, with a rechargeable
I'm
battery.
about to go hinge for my Xbox One controller.
Oh man, with a
Put my phone
wind-up
on
generator. Oh man.
Yeah, man.
You got a hamster running a generator to charge his controller.
Shit. Well, I guess, man. We're gonna see, man. I guess I gotta get ready for tonight's show. Damage controller gonna be in full effect. You know what I mean?
They're gonna be in rare form.
Yeah, man.
Cloud power.
You know,
I told you that shit was real.
Hey, yo, listen. I need to be messy, man. Cause it was like it was like pulling teeth to get these motherfuckers to get on board with the goddamn Scorpio and the Neo, right? And now they all about that shit. But listen, I'm the odd man out here. Like I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't really feeling this shit.
Done. He's been defeated, bro.
Yeah, I'm
He
just.
looked like Batman fighting Bane for the first time.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, yo, bro. I might have to revamp this dog shit fucking goddamn channel. Ain't no more console war shit. Now who got the fastest internet browser? Shit crazy, bro.
Oh man, he's stupid.
I don't want to evolve, man. I'm stuck in time.
Like, internet beast fire and shit.
Yeah, internet beast fire.
Oh, shit.
Oh man. But anyway, just to check you guys out later on. I'll be back about 7:45, 8 o'clock. We out here.